This 1971 half-dollar coin looks ordinary, but it could be worth thousands. Here's why collectors are going crazy over this rare American coin's hidden history. The year is 1971. America is at a crossroads. The Vietnam War is raging. Apollo missions are making history. And the United States Mint is preparing a coin that will become both a common collectible and a mysterious treasure. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar marks a turning point in American coinage history, as it is the first year the Mint stops using silver entirely in these iconic coins. It is minted in large numbers. Over 300 million pieces are struck across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But not all 1971 half-dollars are the same. Some carry errors, some carry value, and some are still lost in circulation, waiting to be discovered by sharp-eyed collectors like you. The 1971 half-dollar features the powerful portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, a design by Gilroy Roberts that honors the fallen president who was assassinated in 1963. The coin was introduced quickly after his death as a national tribute, and by 1971 it had become a regular part of American coinage. However, this year brings something new. It is the first Kennedy half-dollar to be made entirely of copper-nickel clad instead of silver. The silver content that had previously given the coin extra shine, weight, and value was now gone, replaced by a more affordable and modern alloy. But this change led to confusion and curiosity. Some coins were struck on leftover silver planchets. Some received minting errors that became legends in the numismatic world, and some carry striking features that make them highly desirable among rare coin collectors. If you have a 1971 half-dollar, you might be holding something worth far more than 50 cents. Some 1971D half-dollars, for example, have been discovered struck on 40% silver planchets left over. From 1970, minting these are rare and often sell for thousands of dollars at auction. Others have doubled, die obverse or reverse features, where the details like the lettering or Kennedy's profile appear, doubled due to striking errors. These are valued by error collectors and can command impressive prices depending on condition and visibility. There is also the legendary 1971 proof half-dollar struck in San Francisco with the S-Mint mark. These are only found in special collector proof sets. They are carefully struck with polished dies and mirrored fields, creating a stunning contrast with the frosted portrait of Kennedy. While these are not rare in terms of mintage, the condition and grade matter deeply. A high-grade proof coin from 1971. Especially if graded by professional services like PCGs or NGC as PR70 Deep Cameo, can fetch several $100s or more. And let's not forget the story behind the coin. The Kennedy half-dollar was not just a piece of currency. It was a national symbol, a way to honor a beloved president and a connection to the hopes and heartbreaks of the 1960s. Its continued production into 1971. Without silver-raised eyebrows among silver stackers and coin enthusiasts who were watching the diminishing presence of precious metals in American coinage. This change reflected the economic realities of the time: rising metal prices, inflation, and the need for practical solutions in national minting policy. Today, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most commonly encountered coins in circulation, yet within its numbers are rare varieties and valuable pieces that can surprise anyone from casual collectors to seasoned numismatists. Coin roll hunters often search bank rolls looking for these hidden treasures, hoping to uncover an error, coin, a high-grade strike, or even a silver planchet rarity that escaped unnoticed. Grading plays a crucial role in the value of any 1971 half-dollar coins in uncirculated condition. Especially those that grade MS65 or higher, can be worth much more than face value. The luster, the strike, the absence of wear, and the quality of the surfaces are all considered by grading services and collectors alike. Coins from the Denver Mint often have stronger strikes than those from Philadelphia, but errors can be found at both mints, adding another layer of complexity and opportunity for collectors. The legacy of the 1971 half dollar is also tied to the end of the silver era. Before this year, many half dollars still had silver content, even if reduced to 40%. After 1971, that era was officially over for general circulation coins, making this a transition year and a turning point in modern coinage history. This fact alone makes it a significant issue for anyone studying or collecting United States coins. As you explore the world of half-dollar coins, remember that the key to finding value is knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. Many valuable 1971 half dollars are hiding in plain sight, overlooked by those who do not recognize the signs of rarity, from the weight to the sound, to the visual details of the coin. Every aspect can hint at something special waiting to be discovered. Coin collectors today still debate the best strategies for identifying valuable 1971 half dollars. Some look for die varieties, others study known error listings, and some trust the thrill of the hunt. Each coin tells a story, and the 1971 edition tells one of transition, loss, tribute, and mystery. It is more than a coin. It is a piece of American history and a possible key to big value for those who know what to look for. We will now explore the major types of known errors in the 1971 half-dollar coins. These include the no-FG error, where the initials of the designer Frank Gasparro are missing from the reverse due to over-polishing of the dies. These coins are highly sought after, especially in high grades. Then there are the off-center strikes, planchet clips, die cracks, and more. Each of these minting issues can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. The no-FG error is especially notable on coins struck in Philadelphia, since they do not carry a mint mark to begin with. Finding one with no FG can be difficult without magnification, but when found in strong condition, they are worth holding on to or submitting for grading. Collectors pay special attention to these coins because they combine scarcity with an interesting backstory about the minting process. The coin market today remains active for Kennedy half dollars, with demand driven by both nostalgia and investment potential, especially in key era varieties and high-grade coins from transitional years. Like 1971, online marketplaces, auction houses, and grading services all play a role in identifying and valuing these coins, with some sales reaching into the thousands for confirmed silver strikes or exceptional error examples. If you want to become a serious collector of half-dollar coins, start with the 1971 issue. It will teach you about minting history, the evolution of coin composition, the importance of grading, and the thrill of finding rare varieties. This coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a learning tool, a collector's challenge, and a potential treasure all in one. Continue exploring and researching as we now dive into the deeper mint history of 1971. How leftover silver planchets made it into the production line, how striking technology in the early 1970s led to doubled dies and other fascinating flaws. How economic shifts influenced coin design and metal choices, and how the demand for the Kennedy half dollar as a circulating coin began to fade as it transitioned toward a collector's issue. In the following chapters, we will cover how the Kennedy half dollar has evolved in the decades since, how the 1971 coin fits into that long story, and how modern collectors are building valuable sets that start with this historic coin. Whether you are new to coin collecting or a long-time numismatist, the 1971 half dollar has something to teach you, something to offer, and something to surprise you with. So stay tuned as we uncover more secrets about this amazing coin and learn how you too can recognize the difference between a common 50-cent piece and a small fortune hidden in your change. Buried in the shadows of American change lies a coin that carries the weight of a nation's ambition and mystery, the 1974 half dollar. What if I told you that a simple 50-cent piece from this year could unlock a hidden chapter in U.S. coinage history, reveal secret minting decisions, presidential legacy tributes, and even tie into one of the greatest numismatic debates of the 20th century? Get ready to explore the truth behind this iconic coin, from silver speculation to clad controversies, from Kennedy's immortal image to errors worth thousands. This is not just a coin, it's a time capsule, and today we crack it open. The 1974 half-dollar stands as a symbol of historical memory, national tribute, economic evolution, and American identity. Its roots trace back to the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, a moment that shocked the world and instantly set in motion the creation of a new coin to immortalize the legacy of the fallen leader. Just months after his death, the United States Mint introduced the Kennedy half-dollar in 1964, a coin that initially contained 90% silver and quickly became more than currency. It became a symbol of grief, unity, and national pride. As the years moved forward and silver prices soared, the mint was forced to adjust the composition of its coinage. By 1971, the silver content was removed from the half-dollar, completely replaced with a copper-nickel-clad composition similar to the one used in dimes and quarters. By 1974, the Kennedy half-dollar had already undergone significant change, but it still held deep cultural value. While the coin was no longer widely used in everyday transactions, its design and history continued to resonate with collectors and patriots alike. The obverse featured Gilroy Roberts's portrait of President Kennedy facing left, with the word "Liberty" stretched across the top in bold letters, "In God We Trust," inscribed just below his neck, and the date 1974 stamped firmly below the bust. This design remained unchanged from previous years, preserving the legacy etched in metal, while reminding Americans of the sacrifice of their 35th president. The reverse of the coin, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcased the presidential coat of arms, an eagle with wings outstretched, a shield on its chest, holding an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other, representing peace and military strength. Above the eagle hovered 13 stars and a glory of light. The words United States of America encircled the design, with the denomination half-dollar below. The majestic symmetry of this design reflected American ideals, unity, defense, and prosperity. Minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the 1974. Kennedy half-dollar was struck in large numbers. Over 264 million coins were produced in total. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 201 million, the Denver Mint over 79 million, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions totaling around 2 million pieces. The mints used the standard clad composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin a silvery appearance without actual silver content. Though this reduced its intrinsic value, it ensured durability and cost efficiency during a time of economic challenge and inflation. While the 1974 half-dollar is not considered rare in general circulation, certain examples do hold significant value for collectors. High-grade specimens with flawless surfaces and sharp strikes, especially those graded mint state 67 or higher by professional grading services, can command premiums at auction. Further enhancing the interest are error coins from the 1974 series, double die obverses off-center strikes planche. Errors and other anomalies can transform an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. For example, a rare 1974 Kennedy half-dollar struck on a silver-clad planche intended for the 1976 bicentennial series was discovered, showcasing how transitional planche errors can slip into circulation. Such coins have sold for thousands of dollars, making headlines and driving collector interest. Another compelling chapter in the 1974 half-dollar story is its link to a proposed redesign that never came to life. During the early 70s, there were discussions about replacing the Kennedy image on the half-dollar with other figures or designs due to declining public use of the coin. Despite these efforts, the Kennedy portrait remained a constant reminder of both legacy and loss. The enduring image served as both a memorial and a statement of American resilience. Collectors often seek proof versions from San Francisco, which were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets resulting in mirror-like finishes. These coins came in protective packaging and were never intended for circulation-proof sets. From 1974 remain popular among numismatists due to their sharp detail and clean fields, further cementing the value of Kennedy half dollars in the world of coin collecting. The socio-economic environment of 1974 adds another layer to the coins. Historical relevance: inflation was rising. Faith in government institutions was under pressure following the Watergate scandal, and the American public faced financial strain. Coins, like the half dollar, began to fade from everyday use, not due to their design, but due to changes in the way people carried money. Vending machines, telephones, and other coin-operated machines rarely accepted half dollars, which led to lower demand from the general public and more storage at banks and Federal Reserves. Despite its decreasing use in commerce, the 1974 half dollar found a second life in casinos, banks, and collectors' hands, often used for ceremonial rolls, commemorative gifts, and educational displays. The Kennedy half dollar's symbolism preserved its relevance even as practical use diminished. Many Americans remember receiving a shiny half dollar from grandparents on birthdays or seeing them in bank displays or patriotic sets. The coin thus became more than just a medium of exchange. It became a cultural artifact. As time marched on and newer coins emerged with modern designs and changing materials, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar retained its place in the timeline of American currency. Its large size, weight, and historical portrait set it apart from smaller coins in circulation, and the coin continues to be struck to this day primarily for collectors. Even though its presence in pocket change has nearly vanished, modern issues contain no silver except for special collector editions, but the connection to the original 1964 issue lives on. From its conception in the aftermath of a national tragedy to its survival through economic upheaval, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar carries a story of transition, memory, and value. Its widespread mintage belies the individual significance each coin might hold. Be it a rare error, a high-grade gem, or simply a family keepsake, the Kennedy half dollar remains an enduring emblem of American coinage history, a true testament to how coins can serve not only as currency, but as monuments to the past. This is the legacy of the 1974 Kennedy half dollar, a coin that embodies remembrance, resilience, and the unbreakable spirit of a nation. And though you may not find it in your change today, it still holds a powerful place in the hands of collectors, the pages of history, and the hearts of a people who remember. What if I told you the 1976 half dollar holds more than just silver and copper? It holds the spirit of America's 200th birthday and the untold stories of millions of forgotten hands that passed it through time. This one coin doesn't just commemorate history, it is history. And today we dive deep into every hidden detail, every minting mystery, and every collector's secret that makes the 1976 Kennedy half dollar one of the most iconic coins in United States history. My YouTube channel, Rare American Coins, where we explore the untold stories and hidden treasures of United States coinage. Today we unlock the rich history of the 1976 half dollar, a coin struck not only to honor a president, but also to mark the 200th birthday of a nation. This is the story of the 1976 Kennedy bicentennial half dollar, a coin that carries the legacy of Revolution remembrance and American identity. In the early 1970s, the United States Congress began preparations for the nation's bicentennial celebration set for July 4, 1976. This milestone would commemorate 200 years since the Declaration of Independence in 1776. In anticipation of this grand occasion, the Treasury Department, the United States Mint, and the Bicentennial Commission proposed a new set of circulating coins that would pay tribute to America's founding moment. For the first time in modern history, the Mint would redesign three of its most circulated coins, the quarter, the half dollar, and the dollar, to carry special commemorative reverse designs for the year 1976. These coins would be dual-dated with the years 1776 and 1976, marking a first in U.S. coinage history. The half-dollar already carried immense symbolic weight, featuring the image of President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. His sudden death led to a wave of national mourning, and Congress quickly passed legislation to replace the Franklin half-dollar with a depiction of Kennedy. The coin debuted in 1964 and was instantly popular, hoarded by the public, and admired by collectors. Over a decade later, the Kennedy half-dollar would be used again, not just as a memorial, but as a celebratory icon of American independence, with a special bicentennial reverse to reflect the theme of liberty and revolution. The United States Mint held a national design competition in 1973, inviting artists to submit original concepts for the special reverses of the quarter half-dollar and dollar. Over 1,000 designs were submitted and reviewed by a panel of artists, engravers, and mint officials. For the half-dollar, the winning reverse design came from Seth G. Huntington. His concept featured a dramatic depiction of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the site where the Declaration of Independence was debated and adopted. This image of Independence Hall would replace the presidential seal that traditionally graced the back of the Kennedy half-dollar, symbolizing not just a building but the birthplace of American democracy. The obverse design remained unchanged, showing the familiar profile of Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. The dual date 1776 to 1976 was added beneath his neck to mark the bicentennial year. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was produced in two main compositions, the standard circulation strike in copper-nickel clad and a special collector's edition in 40% silver. The copper-nickel versions were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints and bear either no mint mark or a D. Respectively, the 40% silver versions were produced in San Francisco and are marked with an S. Some of these silver coins were sold individually or as part of bicentennial coin sets issued to collectors. The proof versions also came from San Francisco and display a mirror-like finish with frosted designs, adding visual appeal and collectible value. These bicentennial coins were minted in large numbers, but not all varieties are equal due to differences in strike quality, planchet composition, and die varieties. Some have become more sought after than others. While the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was produced in the millions, making it common in general circulation, certain errors and varieties can dramatically increase a coin's value. Examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and unusual minting anomalies. Some of the most desirable collector pieces are the 1976 S silver proof coins in pristine condition, which can fetch significant premiums in today's market. Additionally, any coin with exceptional luster, strong strike, and full detail, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher by professional services, can be worth hundreds of dollars or more. The presence of cameo or deep cameo designations on proof coins can further enhance their value in the collector's market. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just currency. It represents a moment in time when the United States paused to reflect on its journey from 13 colonies to a global power. The decision to redesign the coinage for 1 year was bold and unique, highlighting how even everyday objects like coins can carry national symbolism for collectors, historians, and patriots alike. The bicentennial half-dollar is a reminder of the ideals of independence, the legacy of President Kennedy, and the enduring role of coinage in shaping public memory. Though no longer commonly found in pocket change due to hoarding and declining use, the 1976 half-dollar remains one of the most recognized and cherished U.S. coins ever made. Today, collectors continue to seek high-quality examples of the 1976 half-dollar, especially those in mint state silver strike or deep cameo proof condition. Coin dealers, coin shows, and online auction platforms feature these coins regularly, but prices vary widely depending on condition and certification for new collectors. The 1976 half-dollar provides an affordable and meaningful entry point into the world of American Numismatics, for seasoned collectors, it offers a rich field of varieties, errors, and grading distinctions to explore, and for patriotic citizens, it serves as a physical reminder of the values that founded the nation and the man whose image remains forever tied to both tragedy and hope. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar stands at the crossroads of past and present, forged in metal, but rich in meaning, born from tragedy, but celebrated in freedom. It captures the bicentennial spirit of a country that continues to evolve. If you own one of these coins, you are holding a piece of American memory. If you collect them, you preserve a part of history. And if you study them, you uncover a world of craftsmanship, politics, and passion hidden in plain sight. This coin is not just a half-dollar. It is a time capsule, a symbol and a legacy that continues to resonate nearly 50 years later. This rare 1950 half-dollar coin could be worth a fortune. Discover its untold history and secrets now. The story of the 1950 half-dollar coin begins in the post-war era of America, a time marked by economic transition, national pride, and a growing fascination with collecting coins as silent witnesses to history. Minted at a time when the United States was emerging as a global power, the 1950 half-dollar represents more than currency. It reflects the art, economy, and spirit of a nation in evolution. The 50-cent piece, minted in 1950, belongs to the Franklin half-dollar series, a design that departed from traditional presidential imagery and instead honored Benjamin Franklin, a founding father, inventor, and diplomat who had never served as president, but whose legacy stood as one of the most influential in American history. The Franklin half-dollar was first issued in 1948 and continued until 1963, making the 1950 edition an early and historically significant piece within the series designed by chief engraver John R. Sinnock. The obverse of the coin features a bold, right-facing portrait of Benjamin Franklin. His image, presented without a wig or ornate dress, speaks to the values of simplicity and intellectual contribution, rather than political power. Surrounding his likeness is the word liberty arching above his head, the year of mintage below, and the motto, "In God We Trust," to the side. The reverse of the 1950 half-dollar is equally distinctive, featuring the cracked Liberty Bell, an iconic symbol of American independence. The bell's intricate details, including its visible crack, serve as a reminder of the struggles and endurance that defined the birth of the nation. To the right of the bell, per tradition for half-dollars, appears a small eagle. Despite being less dominant in this design, the eagle was required by law for all U.S. half-dollar coins, making its inclusion a unique blend of legal compliance and historical symbolism. This blend of Liberty Bell and eagle was unprecedented and sparked conversation among both collectors and historians. The 1950 half-dollar was minted at two facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 7 million coins with no mint mark, while the Denver Mint added a D mark and produced a significantly lower quantity, just over 2 million. This difference in mintage made the 1950 D version rarer and more sought after by collectors. In higher grades, the 1950 D half-dollar commands strong premiums, especially in brilliant uncirculated or proof-like conditions. The quality of the strike varies significantly depending on the mint, and batch coins from Philadelphia often show better detail in Franklin's hair and the Liberty Bell's lines, but the low mintage of the Denver coin makes it a prize for those aiming to complete a full Franklin series set in top condition. Examining the coin market in the decades following 1950, we find that the Franklin half-dollar, including the 1950 issue, remained in regular circulation throughout the 50s and early 60s. But the rise of coin collecting after World War II meant that many people began saving half-dollars, especially those with unique years, low mintages, or pristine condition. The 1950 half-dollar became a popular choice for these emerging collectors, given its classic design, historical relevance, and increasing rarity. Over time, particularly when silver content became a major factor in coin values, Silver played a pivotal role in elevating the worth of the 1950 half dollar, composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. The coin weighs 12.5 grams and holds a metal value tied directly to the precious metal market when the United States stopped minting circulating coins in 90% silver after 1964. Coins like the 1950 half dollar surged in value due to both their intrinsic silver content and growing collector demand. This shift not only increased the coin's appeal, but also transformed it into a piece of investment history. In the 1970s and beyond, dealers, collectors, and investors alike sought out these coins as silver prices climbed and numismatic awareness expanded. Throughout the years, coin grading services like PCGs and NGC began certifying 1950 half dollars, assigning grades based on condition from good to mint state 70. Which signifies a perfect coin, free of any wear or marks. Examples in mint state 65 or higher are extremely valuable, especially those with full bell lines on the reverse, which indicate a sharp, clear strike. This designation, known as FBL, is rare and desired by specialists who seek only the highest quality. Specimens in building registry sets and competitive collections. The full bell lines attribute refers specifically to the lower lines at the bottom of the Liberty Bell, which must be uninterrupted and fully visible across the entire width of the bell. Collectors understand that these features are not just aesthetic, but indicate a high level of die pressure and early die state, which contributes to both eye appeal and value. Auctions and private sales show the importance of condition in determining market value. A 1950D Franklin half dollar with FBL designation can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the grade and demand. For example, a specimen graded MS67 FBL sold for over $10,000 at auction, highlighting how a coin that once bought a loaf of bread now commands the attention of serious investors and museums alike. The historical value of the 1950 half dollar extends beyond its market price. It stands as a cultural relic from a time when America was redefining its identity, moving into the Cold War era, embracing industrial growth and shaping a new generation of patriotic citizens. The choice of Benjamin Franklin, a man of science, print, and reason, over a military or political figure for the coin's design, speaks volumes about the era's ideals of knowledge and civic duty. Even the controversy surrounding the design adds depth to its story. John R. Sinek, the designer, had his initials JRs appear on the coin, leading to conspiracy theories during the Red Scare era that the initials stood for Joseph Stalin. Despite repeated clarifications from the mint, the rumor persisted, reflecting the tensions of the Cold War period and the role that even coins could play in national discourse. Such episodes illustrate how deeply interwoven coinage is with the social and political narratives of its time, and why the 1950 half dollar is not just metal, but memory frozen in a monetary form. Today, collectors hunt for the best examples of this coin, with special interest in error coins or varieties such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or planche anomalies. Though rare, such varieties of the 1950 half dollar can increase a coin's value, significantly drawing interest from advanced numismatists and adding a sense of treasure. Hunting to the collecting experience, coin clubs, publications, and online platforms continue to document find, share research, and connect enthusiasts across generations, making the 1950 half dollar not just a collector's item but a cornerstone of numismatic culture that bridges the gap between post-war America and the digital age of collecting, from pocket change to prized possession. The journey of the 1950 half dollar is a powerful narrative of American history in metal form. It reflects a nation's reverence for liberty, intellect, and legacy. It embodies the evolution of money as both a medium of exchange and a canvas of commemoration. And for those who hold one, whether in hand or in collection, it offers a tangible link to a time of change, pride, and vision that continues to inspire collectors and historians alike.